Welcome to another Army Showcase, and I've got with me two awesome gentlemen in the studio who have made a fantastic Ork conversion, completely Star Wars. Yeah! Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for traveling to be with us today. Now, you've brought an incredibly converted army. You've done an entire Ork army Star Wars themed.
Yep, we sure have, Nick.
Why? Besides, super cool.
Super cool. Fun factor is all there. Really wanted to make an army to kind of give back to the community and some charities that are dear to our heart. Orks are kind of known for bad shooting, and we were trying to think of what other kind of memeable...
Orks? Stormtroopers?
Yeah, you know,
okay.
Even though stormtroopers are great at killing rebels, we figured it was appropriate to have a Star Wars Ork themed mashup.
Gentlemen, introduce yourself and tell us where you're coming from.
I'm Marc Pazant. I'm from Calgary, Alberta.
I'm Jameson. I am also from Calgary, Alberta.
And you guys traveled all the way here in Vancouver, Canada, where you not only brought this army to play off against us. We had an amazing game yesterday. I can't wait to show you guys that if it's not out already. But you also brought the army to show off because this army is going to be raffled off for charity. And could you explain a bit about the charity?
This army is going to be raffled off through Nova Open Charity Foundation, and all the proceeds are going to be going to breast cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, and lymphatic cancer.
Could you tell us a bit about why that's important to you? Like why is that a big deal?
I might get a little emotional, but there are some very important people in my life that have suffered from these diseases. My mother has end-stage Alzheimer's dementia. My younger sister was diagnosed with breast cancer a couple of years ago. My older sister was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma several years ago and was able to fight and beat cancer. And then my mother-in-law was also diagnosed with lymphatic cancer. So this army was a way for me to honor the special woman in my life and try to give back to the community.
That's really cool. And what about yourself? What drew you to this
So Mark came to me and they said, hey, I have this army I want to do. And you know, you've been working on 3D modeling, putting electronics in models, and I think this would bring the army to the next level. And I said, absolutely, I'd love to contribute to this awesome cause and be part of this amazing army. And Mark came to me with saying, hey, I want to make a Rancor. And I said, absolutely, let's make a Rancor Stompa.
Wait, are you telling me you designed those from scratch?
So this guy is an abomination of me scratch building, finding kit bashing digitally, engineering with wiring. This is like my 1,000-hour baby that I spent my Christmas break instead of spending time with my wife making.
1,000 hours on that one model?
Okay, probably more like 200 realistically, but it was...
That's still a lot.
It was
still a lot.
You decided on an Ork army. This is like about a year ago?
The idea for this army actually kind of came to me probably November of last year and took about 7 months and well over 1,000 hours of Jameson's design time, 3D printing, building, painting, electronics, the whole works. 7 months in the making. We finished it right before Gamescom in June. We were able to play at it at the Play on Tabletop Narrative in Edmonton, Alberta.
It was a pleasure to see it there, and it's a pleasure to see it now. For those of you who don't know, in 40K, the Orks are much known for basically stealing other people's technology and making it their own. If there ever was an army to convert and make custom, it's the Orks. Many of the other armies, if you convert them too heavily, they kind of lose their kind of unique flavor, and it's like, oh, is that really still this faction? Orks, it's like, yeah, totally go for it. It almost feels like almost anything goes. And you have made a beautiful army that still is evocative of the Orks, but is so cool. I think it's time. Walk us through this army. Walk us through each of the conversions, what things are.
This is a shock jump dragster snowspeeder with Mavic and Goose as the pilots. This was a 3D model designed by Mr. Modulark.
How long did that one take you?
For printing, building, and painting, probably close to 80 to 90 hours.
Dude, this army would take a long time.
Yep.
It's a labor of love.
And then is that Mando riding a Tauntaun?
So this is one of my little designs. That is a Gazgul Thraka with a Mandalorian helmet riding a Tauntaun, and just down here you can see a little Grogu popping out the bottom, you know?
Yeah,
sticking
awesome.
right out the bottom of the Tauntaun.
And then he is also followed by a scout droid Makari. All of these gentlemen are designed by Mezgeik Miniatures in Australia. Mike Ingram is a good buddy of mine, and these are his Marine boys. The heads are from Mr. Modulark, and we made them all Stormtroopers, because again, boys aren't the best at shooting, and you know, Stormtroopers depend on who they're fighting. Can be as well.
I got a question though. Okay, they're stormtroopers. Why are they shooting green lasers?
Green is just the color of the Orks, so figured it was fitting.
All right, cool.
I believe the phrase is green is best.
So you've got a whole bunch of boys converted to be stormtroopers.
Yep.
And then what's that stuff in front there?
Here we have a Pain Boy that is again designed by Mezgeik Miniatures. And for his Grot Orderly, I printed and converted a interrogation droid from episode 4. In the front, we have a whole bunch of Gretchen that are supposed to be Imperial troopers.
Yeah.
And they have Dangobah, the trash compactor monster, as their runt herder.
Love it.
Here, we have our war boss.
It's Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have a more orky name for him? Orc Vader?
Orc Vader. Like
Darth Orcus?
Darth Orcus, that was a good one I saw online. Darth Orcus.
Darth Vader?
Darth Vader.
That one's good too.
And then he's got his attack squig, which is another variant of Dangobah, the trash compactor demon.
And Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine is the weird boy in this army.
No, you will die.
You so and your friends have failed. Over here, we have an AT-AT.
AT-AT.
Okay, AT-AT. This is a battle wagon.
Wait, does it make noises?
It is definitely making noises, Nick.
Okay, let's all be quiet and listen to it again. Can I try it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool! So you can actually put your models inside, and
the button is right up here at the top.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
There's more.
Up on the shoulder, we have a hand-sculpted Rancor Tamer mech. A friend of mine in Texas, Breen Red Heavy Minis, he designed a Rancor Tamer for me, however it got stuck in the mail. So at the last minute, I had to complete the army with the mech, so I found an old 2010 Fantasy Ork model.
Yeah.
And then I hand sculpted all the epoxy, like boobs, tummy, the shawl. I built a wrench out of a corn helmet, and I feel like it works.
It works awesome.
Last but not least, Jameson's Frankenstein creation of a Rancor Stompa, the centerpiece for this army. Many, many hours have gone into this design, printing, painting, wiring. It's a lot of fun to play with. We have LED lights in throughout the def cannon. We've got LED lights in throughout his hazard light hat, LED lights in throughout the eye, and the best part,
it's got a remote control.
Super orky remote control that has a fan to cool you down while you're playing.
Oh, is all it's for?
Yeah, it's just aesthetic.
It's literally a fan just...
Oh, well, you know, you're getting hot and playing the game, you're getting heated. You know, you get a little, you know, cooling off. And the best part.
Oh, it's so good. I like it.
You had to hear the Rancor eating your foes.
I would love to play against this army. In fact, I did. We just recently had a game. It was a ton of fun. I can't wait to show you guys it. Give me an estimate how long all this took you.
Oh boy. Jameson plugged in about 200 hours. For printing, I have put in probably close to 250 hours of printing. Assembling was a lot. I would say this army probably has close to 1,200 hours of work. I was taking 2 days a week off of work so that I could actually build and convert and make this army. So it was a huge labor of love. We have a lot of people that contributed to it. Baron of Dice, we're willing to donate 50 Ork dice that will be part of the raffle for this army as well.
That's fun.
It's pretty special.
It is really special. So for those of you who missed it at the beginning, what we're doing is they're raffling this off through Nova Charities to support a number of different charities and different causes. And they spend a lot of time in, and there'll be details in the description below where you can find out how you can buy a ticket for the raffle and support these awesome causes and get a chance to win this amazing, amazing miniature. PlayOn is not actually doing the raffle. We're just talking about it because it is amazing, it's cool, and we're not equipped to do that. But Nova Charities is definitely equipped to do that, and they've done it before. They have some amazing raffles and prizes that they do throughout the year, and I can't wait to see who gets to take this home. Now, included is this Sarlacc bit?
100%.
And the display board?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, well, look at the deal for your money there. Yeah. And are you throwing in the remote control?
Yep, the remote control, everything that you've seen here is going to be part of the raffle.
That's so cool. Oh, one thing you mentioned earlier that I want to see if you got an answer for is you said you wanted to give back to the community. I'm assuming you're meaning the 40K community. What does that mean?
For me, like, there's a lot of people that when I was at Gamescom this year playing in the narrative again, there's so many people that would just stop by the games and be like, oh my goodness, this is such a stunning army. This is a mashup of two of my favorite things in the world. And I like knowing that this is something that you could have. This is something you could enjoy and play with and not just get attention, but have the enjoyment and fun and experience that we've had in seeing it on the table and play. You know, I think the 40K community has been so welcoming and inviting to me since I started playing last year that I think if people can enjoy this to the extent I have, then that's all I want from it.
It's a gorgeous army. Gentlemen, you did an amazing job. Anything else? Any last words you guys want to say?
Yeah, there's a lot of people I'd like to thank for making this come to fruition. My wife, she was a huge support to me and allowing me the time and flexibility to put this together. And actually, when I displayed it at Gamescom in June, it was the weekend of our anniversary, and she actually let me celebrate our anniversary on a different weekend so that I could go and show this army off and all the hard work that we've put in.
It's a good wife.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Nova Open Charity Foundation for being willing to raffle this army off and give to the charities that are so dear to my heart. Baron of Dice for donating dice. I have lots of friends that helped in this project. There's Jameson, there's my friend Sean Ziola, who actually printed the Sarlacc Pit Herald of the Old World. He is a gentleman on Instagram I met that actually designed all the decals for the army. My friend Algorithan, Mike Ingram for their support, Breen for his support in all the painting and even sculpting a model that I didn't actually get to use. Fenris Workshop and Play on Tabletop for actually inviting us out here to show this off and having such an amazing experience.
Our pleasure.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for letting me be part of this amazing project. It was an absolute pleasure to build this. I have just a few words to talk about in terms of for people who are interested in getting into especially like Warhammer and sort of 3D printing modeling aspect. A lot of people think 3D printing is only to get like a cheap knockoff model for Warhammer, but really this is where you can go with it. There's a ton of resources online for using Blender, Mesh Mixer, and the world's really your oyster with what you can do, whether it's designing parts from scratch, taking existing files and sort of mashing them together to make your own creation. And I really think that's where people should be sort of aspiring to do with 3D printing, and you can create some awesome things. And then I feel like a lot of people don't capitalize on that, and that's really what 3D printing is all about, is that creativity aspect. For me, I have a small cult 3D page. It's called Deluge Minis. On there, we have some files for what are called Gene Sealer cooks, if you want to check those out. But brought those to the Gamescom Open last year, actually, 2023.
Number one.
Number one, yeah. And on there, though, I'll be putting some files like the Calidus Assassin you saw on Play on Tabletop, and another avatar of Kagrak, and those will be for sale, but all those proceeds will also go to charity for supporting heart research, because I'm a big proponent of having files be freely accessible, or at least if you're gonna pay for them, I want it to go to something, a worthy cause. I don't want to be paid for this work. I want it to benefit someone else.
Yeah. Thanks so much for bringing this on. And apparently you're coming back for another live stream to play this army off where we announce the winner of the raffle.
Yes,
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So that's going to be fun. Look forward to that coming up soon, and keep your eyes peeled to the Play On channel for when that is. And gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for coming down, playing with us, showing off your amazing work, and for all of you for watching. We couldn't be doing this without you guys, so thank you.
Thank you.
And
guys.
you ready to do the tagline?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Until we see you next time.
Oh, you
want to do the whole thing? Let's hear it. Let's do it.
Until we see you next time, in the far-flung future of a grim, dark universe,
Play on! Well done.